Okay, so for today's activity, you will write on 4 small pieces of paper a subject. The subject might be some sort of abstract idea like love or trust or happiness, or it might be something more concrete like coffee or shoes or books. That's the subject that you will explore with your partner. And with your partner, I would like you to ask questions that must be answered with a name or a number. So on that subject, you ask a question such that when your partner answers, that answer is a name of a person or a place or something, or a number, an amount or a size. So for example, if we draw the subject of coffee, you might ask your partner, where is your favorite coffee shop? And your partner says, Starbucks. Starbucks is a name, that's great, you got it. If your partner says, oh, I don't drink coffee, then you change the question. You say, well, what coffee shops do you know of? And he might say, oh, well, I know about Starbucks, I know about Luckin or Coffee Bean or whatever, right? He starts to be able to answer the question with some names or numbers, like, how many cups of coffee do you drink every day? And he says, oh, I drink 1 cup every week, or something like that. Please be respectful to your partner. If the subject is love, don't ask your partner, who do you love? Right? I will share that with all my friends. Please be respectful of your partner's privacy. And the goal here is not just for your partner to answer, but hopefully you and your partner will find some questions that neither of you know, and the answer is a name or a number, and you want to know. That's the goal. For each subject, I want you to find 2 questions that you really would like to know the answer to, but you don't. Right? Like if the subject is love, you might say, well, that movie Titanic, that's a famous example of a love story movie. Who made that movie? Who was the director? Maybe you don't know. If you're interested in movies, that might be something you want to know. You might say, what other movies did the director of Titanic make? And that might be something neither you nor your partner know, but you both want to know. I'd like you to find questions that you don't know the answer to, but you want to know the answer, and write those down. Right? Or if it's something like coffee, you might say, you know, where is coffee produced? What country produces the most coffee? Right? And maybe I don't know the answer to that, so I could write that down, because there must be a country that produces the most coffee. Or, you know, throughout the world, how many cups of coffee are drunk every day? Right? Like if you think of all the people who like coffee, who go to coffee shops, who make it at their house, their apartment, in one day, how much coffee does the world drink? And you could probably find that answer on the internet. At least for now, you're just going to write it down if that's something interesting to you. If you're interested in history, right? The movie Titanic was based on a real historical event. The Titanic sank. That was a real ship. And you might say, well, I wonder how many people were on the real Titanic. Right? And maybe you can find that out later. For each subject, I want you to think of a question that you are actually curious about. Something you realize, wow, I actually want to know that. I'd like you to write down 2 of those questions that must be answered with a name or a number for every subject that we draw. And you can work with your partner to maybe think of some things you are truly interested in and curious about. Questions you would really like to explore.